Hello.
What's up? Sorry, silly me. I got all caught up reading about Andre the Giant's drinking.
Andre the
Where's...
Giant drinking.
Yeah, I have it pulled up. I don't know where. Well, we can start with that in a bit. Look at my hair's a fucking mess. But yeah, there's some good stories in there. Holy shit buckets. I mean, I was looking up about Princess Bride because I know that because I knew there was like some stories of his drinking and Princess like during the shooting
Yep.
of Princess Bride. So I was looking up that stuff, but man, there's some stories, yo.
Yeah, for sure. There's
Shit.
in the have you watched the Jake the Snake documentary? Jake the Snake, I think he was like a referee before he started wrestling.
Oh, okay.
In like the wrestling or whatever. And one part of his job was he would drive the wrestlers.
Oh, sure.
And he said that Andre the Giant, he said he was driving him and it was about an hour drive or something like that.
Yeah.
And he got him 2 cases of beer. And he said all he heard was the
just all night.
The whole way there. And he said Andre the Giant told him all the beer is gone and made him stop and get him like another like bottle of beer.
Oh my God.
And then he said when he like stopped or whatever, he got out and he checked the seat and he was like, this guy drank 2 cases of beer and didn't piss once.
Holy shit. I mean, good Lord, he's probably got the world's largest bladder.
Probably. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Well, welcome everyone. We're obviously going to have another wrestling episode because we're enjoying it. Well, I'm Haleigh.
I'm Jonny.
And this is Jonny Haleigh Day of Fun. So excited. We want to, although it's going to be kind of also sad because it's, dead wrestlers and that's a bummer. But
yeah, it is. It is.
There it is.
Like, I remember, do you remember there was a few deaths that like happened during live events that were very like crazy. I can't remember.
I was watching a YouTube video about it, like, because the biggest one that I think of is Owen Hart, because that was our era of wrestling.
Yeah. And there was another
fucking horrible.
He basically fell from the fucking rafters.
Well, because he was in a harness and he was supposed to be lowered down, and there was like a safety. There was some kind of like safety connective something or other that for the sake of convenience, when he was supposed to land in the match, they didn't have on him. So like that's why his shit malfunctioned and he fell. And I remember watching one video where the referee who was in the ring at the time said as he was falling, he actually shouted at him to get out of the way. Like he was still not even thinking about, he was thinking about the ref. He was shouted at him to get out of the way. Holy shit.
Yeah. Could you imagine looking up and it was just a massive human being falling?
Shit.
Basically on top
and he's not supposed to. You know that ain't right. Fuck.
Yeah, I remember Owen Hart. I remember he was like famous for like his backstage fucking hype talks and shit.
Yeah.
He was like big on that. I remember that was such a weird like
they called him Nugget for a while. You remember what
Nugget.
Like yeah. Am I thinking the right one? I don't know.
Nugget?
But yeah, I was looking.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Oh, what do you got there?
Oh, I'm just hanging out with my ape friend.
Your ape friend, Johnny Chippo.
It's just my monkey pipe. Yep. What are you doing?
My Zilla.
Oh, is that the one you bought when I was down there?
Yeah. Well, this one's Asia's actually. She leaves it here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have a green one, right?
I have a purple one. She has a pink one, but we had a green one that is no more.
Did you drop it?
I was trying to clean it in the sink and I was swishing the water around and clinked the bowl onto the edge of the sink and the whole stem just busted off.
Yeah, that'll happen.
What? No. Oh my God.
Yeah. So how is did you guys have like mid-elections?
Oh. No, we have Krusty is running.
Well, when is voting for you guys? Have you voted already?
I haven't voted yet, but Yeah. Is it the?
I was just gonna talk about that and see if there was any juicy things on the ballot in South Dakota.
The one thing that I have seen the most commercials for is that they're trying to like vote yes on whatever ballot measure to stop them from building any more slaughterhouses in Sioux Falls. I don't know.
With that. It fucking stinks, man.
Well, that's like the big thing that they have. Like, you know, they've got like kids on the commercials plugging their noses, like, don't pollute the air for our children or whatever.
Well,
like,
I mean,
lame ass commercials. I'm with it. I get it. Yeah, because they do stink. But
but like when we went to the falls or whatever, it's just so funny that the city of Sioux Falls didn't consider that when they were zoning it. Yeah, let's put the stinkiest fucking thing right next to it, the historic, the most historic thing, and basically the
entire city. Yeah, the thing that you're named for. You're fucking named for Falls Park.
Yeah,
and you build a fucking slaughterhouse just next to it. But
like I told you. Oh, go ahead.
Aish and I were driving, so Denny Sanford Center, the big like concerts or whatever main event center here. We were there for McKenna's state choir or whatever. Fucking Denny Sanford, that our big event center, as we were driving there, was like, oh my god, that's right, it's built right next to the fucking penitentiary. Like who the fuck was zoning Sioux Falls? We're gonna put the stinkiest fucking shit next to our most famous fucking park, next to our waterfalls, and we're gonna put the fucking big event center where all the people come for the fucking concerts and shit right next to the penitentiary. Whose planning was that?
Well, I just remember the fucking. I laughed so hard when we went up that looking tower or whatever at the falls.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, you guys didn't like my joke, but I was like, what are we supposed to look at? That helpless pig being drugged into the slaughter?
Oh, fucking hell, man. For real, though. Because you, like, look one way, and it's like, oh, pretty the falls. And you turn and look behind you, and it's the fucking slaughterhouse.
Yeah, there's a viewing deck.
There's a tower viewing deck that you can look and watch. And what the ever-loving shit? Fuck hell, Sioux Falls. Who planned that?
I thought that was fucking hilarious, but it was just like, it was such a fucking, just like a doy.
You know what? Moment. I would love for people to email us, JonnyHaleigh@gmail.com. What's the dumbest shit put together in your town? The things that are next to each other that shouldn't be. Like, tell me about a strip club that's next to a church or some shit.
No. In Fargo, though, remember on 45th Street? Like, when you go 45th, like north, and you go by those you basically go by the dumps, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like, yeah.
Fargo's dumps were just basically building a city around a big shit heap. Because we just keep building and building and building, and there's a dump right in the fucking middle of town.
Yeah, you're just gonna leave it where it is, and let's just put a whole bunch of apartment buildings there. And oh my god. I would love to hear that. Send us your emails of what's the dumbest shit in your town that's put together that shouldn't be.
Yeah, no shit.
But
in Wishick, there was an old store, like an old butcher market.
Okay.
Right next to the vet.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So that wasn't the best.
That's the butcher next to the vet. So that's not the greatest place.
It was basically, it was basically like a specialty market, like a meat market.
Oh Jesus, that's worse. That is worse. It's a specialty fucking butcher next to the. Don't worry about the fact that there's a vet service right next door. We're not grabbing people's dead dogs and putting them into food.
And another thing too, the Western shop is on the east side of town.
It was such a weird shop. Just in general.
The Western shop. I was in the Western shop recently. It's pretty all right. Like now they actually have some good shit in there.
When I was a kid, it's got a giant cowboy boot outside, does it not?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember that. But okay.
Like, isn't it part of their sign?
Oh yeah, that's right. The sign on the side of the building.
Yeah, it's a fucking big old cowboy boot.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the rundown of it. It's exactly the same. I loved it. Like,
oh my God.
I was in there when I was 12 years old.
Yeah,
and I was 34 the last time I was in there. and it is fucking identical. It is, nothing has changed. When you walk in, there's like pictures of like horses and shit in the windows. There's like display windows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's like a mural like picture behind it. That picture's been there since fucking Jesus left Chicago. All right. You know what I mean? It's been there forever. And then but like you walk in, it's actually a pretty it's a decent store. Like you could get a winter jacket there, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm just
but
like,
it's basically like a Grandpa Brandner kind of thing.
That's
you know
what I was
mean?
gonna say. It's open because your grandpa is the only customer they've had in the last 20 years.
He buys all his clothes there. It's so funny.
I believe it.
I love it though. My Grandpa Brandner is one of the most unique human beings I've ever met in my life. It's so fucking great.
He's honestly like I love his fucking Yosemite Sam mustache beard situation he's got going on. Like that's
I tried growing one. I tried growing one about a year ago
just to see if you could compete.
I had a big fucking beard and I was gonna shave it into like a weird mustache, mustache kind of like that. But I don't think I have like a bushy enough beard.
Well, like no, but like you gotta have a bushy mustache too to get all the curly Q situation going. Like that's a whole process to maintain.
Yeah, but like
his cowboy hats and his cowboy boots, love him.
Yeah, but yeah, he says he buys all his clothes at the Western Shop because he doesn't have to go to Bismarck because it's in town.
You know what? 100% I believe that he would rather go to that. He probably is their only customer.
Oh no. Like they have like Carhartt stuff, shit that is needed in that area. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The work
shit kicking boots and
stuff like that. I'm sure they fucking make money because a Carhartt jacket's fucking probably $200, $300. You know what I mean?
I love.
What?
I just love that. It's such a weird, like your town is like what, 800 people?
Fuck. I would be surprised if we had 800. I'd be surprised if we had, I'd say about 600, maybe 600, maybe 500.
But still, like to have a that specific themed shop in a town that small, it's just very.
It's been there forever. It's been there so long. I like, there used to be some like pretty crazy shit in Wishick. There was like a Red Owl, it was called. I think the grocery store was called like a Red Owl, or like the Red Owl, or it was like a department store.
Okay.
There used to be like a pretty popular department store downtown in Wishick, I guess, like a clothing store way back in the day.
Way back when.
Yeah.
That is interesting. So it's kind of fun at the things that we used to have in our small towns.
Yeah.
And now they all just have like, Dollar Generals or a gas station.
Yeah. Remember when we lived in our towns and we used to have fun? Remember that?
You had to make your own fun. You had to find your own fun. Shit.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I go to my hometown now and kids are so fucking lame. It's like, it's just like there's no parties going on or anything.
Everybody,
like,
they're all on their phones. They all come from COVID, computer world. So
That's so fucking stupid.
They interact on their computers and they didn't have to go outside and find things to entertain themselves with like we did.
Well, I mean, neither did we, but I mean, we did want to go out and like we drink every once in a while, I'm not going to sit at my mom's house and drink. But it's like, there's not even like remember Quonset parties? Do you remember those?
Oh fuck yeah! Somebody would. Who knows how the hell somebody got a keg and you pay $5 for a cup and you'd just be out in the middle of a field.
Yeah, Quonset, a big old fucking shed, and it had combines and all kinds of shit in it. You know what I mean? Because it's a party.
Oh yeah, you would have either in the Quonset or just in the middle of a fucking cornfield is where you'd be.
We used to go to old abandoned houses and party.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, cause there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of like, like farmhouses that are falling down and you should not step into for safety reasons.
That's an idea. Next time we're in Wishick.
Oh shit, that'd be fun. Like a YouTube of like, here's some of the fucking places that are just, these are the buildings we're talking about that look like they're from, Frontier days.
Yeah, we could show them, but what we should do is we should bring your Zoom and we should go to an abandoned house and do a live podcast like at night.
It could be like a spooky ghosty.
Sure.
Just we could, you know, we could sit there and talk about shit and see whether or not anything happens.
Yeah, or just do a normal podcast and see what happens. Because like I could show you an abandoned house around Wishick. I couldn't tell you if it's haunted. We would find that out.
Just organically.
Yeah.
Maybe the ghosts are chill and they want to party with us.
Yeah, there's some creepy fucking abandoned houses around. We used to.
Oh shit! Yeah, like there's so many of. You could drive around any of the. Just take a dirt road and you'll just find like a building that looks like it should have fallen down 30 years ago.
Yeah, and like when I was in high school, we used to go hunting, like pheasant hunting and shit.
Oh yeah.
But like if we couldn't get any pheasants, we would just go to old abandoned houses and like kick in doors and shit. We had a lot of fucking problems. Like
no, for real, we would do that. You'd fucking throw rocks at the windows and shit because it's
and mind you, these doors aren't locked. We close them just to kick them in.
Yeah, no, because they're all. There was a house. There was an abandoned house behind the house that we lived in when I was a kid. And I remember we used to like sneak up there to like go in there and look around. And it was the creepiest shit because it looked like a fucking hoarder house. And there was like kids' toys all over. It was very weird. But we used to like go get in there and nobody gave a shit. Nobody's paying attention to us. We went and played with the fucking weird kid toys in the abandoned house.
Yeah. We were fucking kind of dumb though when it came to like that because we had shotguns and like unlimited ammo.
Oh Jesus! Like, that's an awful accident and somebody shot in the face waiting to happen.
It's a Columbine waiting to happen. I know.
Dick Cheney.
But like my dad, like I had a problem one hunting season when I would go hunting with my friends because I would go shoot up 3 boxes of shells a day. And bring no pheasants home. You know what I mean?
You're just fucking around.
We would go to abandoned houses and we would shoot out the doors.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, we'd go in the house and we'd like.
You're on like some rural roads in North and South Dakota. Like you see stop signs that are riddled with bullets.
Oh yeah.
Somebody was bored.
Yeah, see a stop sign with a hole in it and then an inch of fucking metal sticking out the other side. Yeah. So you have a fucking bullet whiz through that.
Okay. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever like secret time? Have you ever shot a sign?
No. I didn't have access to guns when I was in high school.
No, I didn't.
They never. Oh shit! You want to tell some fucking stories? I could sit here to Jesus, the stories my dad told of the things that they got up to, and they fucking nothing ever we did was anything like this shit they got up to. He stole a fucking stoplight. A full fucking stoplight.
Yeah, we used to do like when I was a kid. We used to do some dumb shit. Like we could have a story time about just the dumb shit we did. It's like we stole my buddy and we stole a sign off of a bar one night just because we were drunk. Shit. It wasn't in Wishick, but it was like it wasn't in Wishick, but it was one of my friends. But yeah, we did this. We waited until the bar closed until like 4 a.m. And then he went up there with a power drill. And then and I just basically was his lookout, and then we power drilled it out of the fucking stole it.
Yeah, that sounds like something my dad would have done. The fucking, the story he tells of how he went and painted his name on the water tower, but he painted it like as big as like the Mobridge letters.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and the cops came and because they knew it was him, because the oversets apparently were always getting in trouble.
Yeah.
So he had to repaint the whole water tower.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? The things that they punish kids that way back in the day. Now you get arrested for shit like that.
I mean, I wasn't a terrible kid. I mean, my mom could definitely tell you some of my worst moments.
She might have a little bit of a different take on what kind of kid you were.
Well, she probably. You guys knew. It's like one time I got caught lighting fires on school property. It wasn't in the school, but again, school property.
No, again though, that's just small town looking for something to do. That's legit. You're not burning it down. You're just, I was a pyro,
right.
Lighting.
But it was okay. You know the high school in Wishick. There's those tree rows behind it.
Yeah.
there's probably 3 or 4 forts still in those trees. I was telling you because Elena
building forts just because.
There's some legit forts in there that I guarantee are probably still in there unless somebody went in there and ripped them apart because they've lasted. Who knows? If they're still up, they've been there for probably 30 fucking years.
Magnificent survival skills.
Yeah.
Like
they're all just leaned up, like it's all big branches and shit, leaned up against the tree, and then it's all covered with leaves and shit.
Yeah.
And then it has a hole,
for the door.
It's just basically a hole you crawl into, and then it's a big fucking room. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's probably 3 or 4 of those in those trees, and they're not easy to find unless you're like.
Yeah, but you know that there's got to be other fucking kids that are going in there, messing around doing the same shit.
But we used to, when I was a kid, we used to go in there and we'd light paper on fire and smoke cigarettes.
I remember those days. Yeah,
fucking right.
And it was fun to just you had an old textbook or something and just tear pages out and just light them on fire. Oh, the things we had to do to entertain ourselves before there was such a thing as cell phones. Let me tell you.
Remember when MSN Messenger came out?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
That was a game changer.
Just chatting all the time with fucking being in chat rooms and oh my God.
I can send an instant message to somebody. You know what I mean? That was a concept you've never even fucking fathomed. You know what I mean?
And you would get on there just to be able to chat with, you weren't chatting about anything. It was just to be like, oh my God, this is cool shit. Look what you do.
Yeah. You couldn't send a dick pic. You couldn't do anything like that. Well, you probably could, but I didn't know how.
Yeah, that was that side of the internet was probably born 2 days after the internet.
Probably take a week to download it.
Yeah.
After that, you're over it.
Fucking Napster days. Remember that shit?
Fucking then Lars Ulrich had to ruin it.
I know, ruin everybody's fun. And then now you have fucking Spotify anyway.
I mean, it didn't bother me because it's just another reason to hate Lars Ulrich.
You're not a fan?
I don't know him. I don't know him personally, so I don't know how he is as a person, but I think he's a bullshit drummer.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
fair enough for me. I mean,
he is what it is. Yeah, Metallica isn't about the fucking drumming. You know what I mean?
No.
Let's be honest.
Very headbang to the guitar solos.
No one fucking left a Metallica concert and said, "Did you see how fucking Lars was hitting that ride cymbal?" No, they never say that shit. And if they do, they're fucking lame, and you should leave them there.
You should leave them there. I love it.
Fucking.
But that makes you talk about drummers. It makes me think of that. I don't know if you ever saw that old Beatles interview where they asked, is Ringo Starr the best drummer in the world? And I think it was John Lennon that said Ringo Starr is not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yep. Fucking Ringo Starr. Listen, Ringo Starr was a decent swing drummer, but don't tell me he was a good fucking drummer.
I don't know enough about drumming. I mean, if you say drummer, I would probably pick Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters,
Okay.
Because he was a drummer for Nirvana.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm similar in the way that I drum as I'm heavy-handed. I drum heavy. Like Dave Grohl.
Okay.
I'm probably going to fucking hurt my wrist and shit, but whatever. What are you going to do?
You and Aisha could have. Aisha's got something wrong with one of her fingers that she's like, I don't know what, I don't remember what, just drumming something. And she's like, yeah, I fucking hit my hand harder to whatever in a wrong angle. And she's still got a weird something with a tendon or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes when you're coming down on a hi-hat hit, sometimes your fingers are extended and you'll hit it with the stick and it hurts so fucking bad.
Fuck yeah, I bet. Shit.
It hurts.
You'd have to ask her. I don't remember what it is, but she would mention it every once in a while. It flares up in the wintertime, kind of her drumming injury on her hand. Just flares up now and then.
Oh, fuck. I've been drumming now for 25 years probably.
Oh shit.
Snare drumming and shit, if that counts. But I didn't play full trap set decently till I was probably 16, 17 years old. But since then I've been playing.
I wish I would have stuck with something, but I had piano lessons and stuff, but I really never did anything much else. And I had guitar lessons.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But
I'd like to get back into it because it's groovy times.
I was a different animal with that shit because like I learned how to play drums before I was in band.
Like, was it because you were just fucking around at home?
Yeah, I taught myself. I didn't teach myself how to like count out music, but I taught myself like drumming's not hard.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that I used to do like with piano and stuff. Like, and I can still do it. Like, pick out a tune, like play by ear more than. That's the thing because I always had a hard time with that. Like, I had a hard time with the music reading. But I could pick out a tune and I knew like at any time, like when I did piano, like I always knew if I made a mistake, like I could hear it before I knew based on the music. You know?
Well, like percussion sheet music.
See, and I don't know anything. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have no idea. I've never learned how to read music. I learned how to play music by ear. You know what I mean?
I think, but like that's how I am too. Like my brain just can't. Yeah, I don't know what it is. My brain just doesn't put it together looking at it visually. Like, but I can hear it. I can pick it out.
There's not a whole lot you can do on a snare drum. You know what I mean? So it's like a one hit or a two hit or a 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? So it's like you
could be
all you're learning is rudiments.
The what's the drummer boy in the Wars that
No way. Fuck it.
It's a good thing they don't have that anymore. Like keeping the marching track or whatever.
How that guy doesn't drop that drum and just say "fuck this"? You know what I mean?
Oh, for real.
Because it's like these fucking people are pissing their pants and they have a rifle in their hands. I got
a musical instrument.
With a fucking drum.
I'm not trying to be on the battlefield. Fuck this. Yeah. Oh yeah, for real.
And then if the cavalry comes down the hill, I got this big fucking heavy drum on me. I can't outrun them. They're gonna slice my back right when they come.
Oh shit! Yeah, for real. You're gonna get trampled by horses. Yeah. You're fucked.
Fuck that. I'd be like, if they ask, does anyone here know how to drum? Keep your fucking hand down.
What are the dumb things that humans do? I mean, war is stupid to begin with because what are we doing?
Yeah.
But fucking the things we used to do. You had a drummer and a horn person.
Yeah, fucking drummer.
We're all just marching towards each other in a line. Like, how stupid is that?
It's because we had shitty guns. And it was like,
it's just, but even back in the day when all they had was, arrows and swords and shit, like, we're all just going to line up and we're just going to fight each other to the death.
But you have to consider this is also when we had wooden teeth and we fucking wrote with feathers.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, man, like, we're writing with feathers is artsy and fun now.
Yeah. But it's like, to be honest, the fucking guns they had, you'd probably be better off with just a sword. Because you had to be fucking 20 feet away just to hit something.
Well, reloading, you had to do the, gunpowder, like looking like you're jacking off a gun, trying to get the gunpowder in the barrel.
Right. I don't know how long it would take. It would probably take like 20 or 30 seconds to load a gun.
But like again, isn't that dumb?
But you're sitting there and fucking.
I'm gonna stand there and we'll see which one of us is faster and can reload this shit quicker.
But yeah, you're just hearing bullets whizzing by your fucking head, hoping to God nothing hits you. Fuck that.
But anyway, so let's rock and roll into. It is a sad subject. I don't know how,
Yeah.
But I kind of was just looking up more like favorite wrestlers who died tragic. I mean, there's a lot of wrestlers who died from like heart failure, fucking overdoses, fucking accidents in the fucking ring, man.
Yeah. Well, you had to consider most of those heart attacks probably came from overeating and a lot of drug abuse. So,
oh, no. Yeah, for sure. Well, so like,
or they were just grossly overweight.
Yeah. Well, so one of them was Yokozuna. Do you remember Yokozuna?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was only in there for a little while, but he was only like 36, I think, when he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was heart related, whatever. Yeah. But I was reading about Andre the Giant because he did, he died of heart failure. Poor Andre, alone in a hotel.
Yeah.
But I was reading it. So I was reading some stories about his like drinking heroics, I guess you would say. Like there's one thing that said he's not in the Guinness Book of World Records for it, but he does hold the world record for most beers drank in a sitting. He drank 119 12-ounce bottles of beer in 6 hours.
Yep.
Like, holy shit. And somebody did the math on it, and it was like you had to down a beer every 3 minutes to get that many down in that amount of time. Like, that's some serious drinking.
No, well, yeah, like you've seen the picture of the beer in his hand. It's fucking nothing. It's basically
it's
a juice box.
Yeah, for real. Like those little nickel nip candies would be in my hand, just tiny little fucking shit. But then, so like I looked up, so The Princess Bride, when they were filming The Princess Bride, he was in London for like a month for part of it. And apparently in a month's time, his like tab at the local bar, he spent in 1986, mind you, year I was born, 1986. And I actually looked it up to see he had a bar tab of just over $40,000 for a month. Yeah. One month of drinking. And in today's money, that's almost $110,000 worth of fucking booze in 1 month that he drank.
I think when he was in France, I used to see him all the time just crushing champagne.
Oh, yeah. They said that he would order like champagne and wine by the fucking case and would like legit drink wine by the case. And
go ahead.
No, so go ahead, because there's another story of him.
I just remember there's a picture out there of him holding just this little fucking dainty champagne glass. Just this monstrous fucking hand.
I love it though.
This 3-ounce champagne glass.
I gotta look it up.
So fucking bad. He's like in a bar, like toasting, I think.
I gotta look that up. I mean, there's a lot of pictures of him. Holy shit, there's a picture of him holding a can of beer, and like his hand is legit bigger than the can of beer.
It's a lot bigger.
Like, just ridiculous, man. Amazing.
Like you stuck your hand in a fucking beehive. It's huge.
Well, like that was another story from Princess Bride, was that they were out in the woods, filming, and the actress, I can't remember her name, Princess Buttercup. She she had her hair all done or whatever, fixed up fancy. So she couldn't wear like a hat or anything, but it was cold out. So he would put his hand over her head, and his hand like covered her whole head to keep her head warm. Like fucking shit. That's crazy.
Right. I remember, if you haven't seen the Jake the Snake, like him talk about Andre the Giant, like they had a super personal relationship, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he gets really emotional talking about him because he knew him before Jake the Snake started wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something like wrestling regularly.
Was he in the he might have been in because HBO's got like a really good Andre the Giant documentary.
Yeah.
And I think Jake the Snake is in there and talks about him, like how he used to travel. I can't remember who it was. Someone that manager it must have been. They used to travel with him, and like it was actually really hard for him to travel because he was so big, and he'd be in like tiny planes and stuff. He'd always have to have like 2 seats, and like on really long flights to like Japan and stuff. Like he couldn't fit into the airplane bathrooms and had to like go to the bathroom in a bucket or whatever, and like openly in front of everybody because he didn't fit. And I'm like, Jesus, man, that's a rough life. I have the opposite problem where the world is made for people bigger than me.
That's true. Well, I'm thinking The Big Show, but not even necessarily The Big Show. The Big Show was a big dude, but like Andre the Giant had something.
He had actual giantism. Like he did have actual giantism where you don't stop growing. Yeah. Something with your medulla oblongata or something like that, where like your growth hormone doesn't stop producing like it's supposed to. Yeah. You
just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah. And I want to say, and they say in the Andre the Giant documentary that like he kind of later in his life could have had a surgery to have it fixed. Yeah. Like, but he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So like, but another story, he had that like, one of the big issues he had was like knee injuries and knee issues. And he had a surgery for his knee so that he could go back to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And the story on there was that like they were trying to figure out like the anesthesia, like the anesthesiologist was like, they were having a bitch of a time trying to figure out, okay, well, how much do we use on him? Cause he's so big. So eventually one of the doctors asked him, well, how much do you drink? Like, how much does it take to get you drunk? Yeah. And apparently Andre the Giant said, well, it takes at least 2 liters of vodka for me to feel warm inside.
Yeah, I believe it.
What the fuck? But apparently they that was like a system they started to use to like figure out anesthesiology stuff. Like, how much does it take you to get drunk, and kind of chart it from there.
Yeah.
It takes 2 liters of vodka to make me feel warm inside. Yeah. What the fuck? Jesus.
Like Jake the Snake, he doesn't like to talk about Andre the Giant because he said that man took so much fucking shit. You know what I mean? Because
I'm sure. Like, people that would see him on the street were just horrible.
He said they were at a bar once. And or like a bar or like a restaurant that served beer or something like that. And somebody threw a beer can at his head. Like, people used to fuck with him to the point, like, to see if he would do something. You know what I mean? Like,
what a dumb thing to do.
Yeah. And Jake Snake basically said when these people left, he basically ran out to their car and flipped it over with them in it.
Holy shit. I believe it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was another story I read about that there was 2 big guys, like, Black Jack Mulligan and Dick Murdoch. I don't know who those were. But they were at a bar hanging out, and they were fucking with him and pissed him off. And they were, like, at an oceanfront bar or whatever. And Andre the Giant apparently took these 2 guys who were both, like, roughly 250 pounds, like, 6'3", 6'5", dragged them into the ocean and was holding them under the water.
I believe it.
And apparently Ric Flair had to run in and intervene and make him stop. And Andre the Giant's, I was just playing around or whatever.
Yeah.
But the other 2 like basically almost drowned.
Yeah. Well, there's
like, how dumb do you have to be to fuck with Andre the Giant?
You're right.
Like, come on now.
Jake the Snake in this documentary, he explained how they would plan out matches, him and Andre.
Oh, okay.
Because they would wrestle each other eventually. Yeah. They would wrestle each other a lot. And how they would do it is, how Andre, he would hold the ropes and then, like, put his foot on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To, like, act like he was squishing them, basically, or something like that. And then Jake said that one time he was doing that and his hand slipped off the ropes. So all his weight came on his chest.
Oh, Jesus. That's over 500 pounds. That's a lot.
Yeah. And it was like...
That's like getting hit by a fucking truck.
Yeah, he said basically he fell down, like, and his ass hit his chest. And he said all he heard was his chest just go...
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Because, like, and then all of a sudden he looks up and Andre the Giant's just fucking... He said he just looks up and Andre says... just laughing or something like that. And then he's like, what the fuck? And then he looks up at him and he's like, it's like, what are you laughing about? Or like, it's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm farting. He said he was just farting on his fucking chest. Oh, shit. Could you imagine?
No, thank you. No, I'm good. I'd prefer not to. Thanks. That does not sound like a pleasant time.
Oh, I couldn't. Fuck.
God, that's hilarious.
I know I'm a big guy because every time somebody needs to move a couch, they call me. So,
and doesn't that make you feel special?
I fucking hate it. Move your own damn couch.
Also, pay somebody who does it for a living.
I hate moving other people's shit because I don't move my own shit. Why am I moving your shit? You know what I mean?
I don't want to move my shit.
Yeah, a guy I used to work with was basically, he was like, we were talking one day and we were talking about just like, just like our, like what we do in our off time and like friends we have and shit. And he basically named that off. He's like, having friends, that's part of having friends. Sometimes you have to help them move. I just looked at him and was like,
no, you don't.
I was like, no, you don't. I was like, I don't help.
Sometimes you can be like, nah, you can call somebody who does that.
I don't help people move because when it comes time for me to move, I don't bug a soul because I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to go through the nose. I got to think, something came up. Fuck it. I'll just do it myself because why?
Everybody else is gonna have an excuse because nobody wants to do it.
No, I'm gonna be doing most of it anyway. I might as well do all of it. Fuck it.
I have been that way in my life too. Like I've fucking Jesus, I've lifted some heavy shit up and downstairs by myself and moved things, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is just easier to like whatever, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Sometimes we get to Wishick and we find out that we were volunteered to move some shit.
Oh yeah, I know you get voluntold, don't you? Like, hey, sign you up for this shit because I know you're gonna be in town. Yeah. Thanks. That's nice.
Hey, before you guys leave town, before you leave town, I fucking sweat like pigs in an attic.
Can you rearrange my entire house for me?
Oh God,
we're doing the feng shui.
Well, it's always like Wishick's just all it is these small ass fucking. You know, these houses were built when fucking the average person was 4 foot.
Trying to maneuver, furniture through those, yeah.
And you know those old ass houses that like when you like my mom's house in Wishick, the last house she had, when you were walking, it has like this circular archway.
Oh yeah.
Dumbass fucking things, and they were built for people that are 4 foot tall. So
again,
I feel like Gandalf.
This is a problem that I don't have. I'm not like you. I don't have to like watch my head every time I walk under a ceiling fan.
Yeah. Okay. You know when Gandalf walks into fucking Bilbo Baggins' house and he hits his head on everything? Fucking right here. Those goddamn old houses, I hate them. Tear them all fucking down.
I love it. The things that like they're just not even on my radar.
Right.
But, then you don't have that problem of like not being able to use the top shelves in your house of anything. Because I can't do that because I can't reach nothing and I can't fucking see what's up there.
I can reach my ceiling fan and go like this to see if I need to dust it.
Fuck you. Like, you don't know what a bitch it is for me to dust my goddamn ceiling fan. You're like, holy fucking shit.
I can stand flat-footed and basically do it.
Like, oh, fuck. If you come to my house and you see dust somewhere, it's because I can't fucking see it and I don't give a shit. Like,
I think, like, your house surprised me because when I pulled up, it looked really small, but it's actually really fucking. It's a nice house.
No, yeah, it's like part of it. I think is like it's a ranch style with those like kind of 70s style windows. Like the windows are not as tall, like kind of smaller windows. So yeah, it does look small from the outside.
Yeah,
I'll fix that. Donate to our Patreon so that I can get some new windows on my house, please and thank you. It's hard to get into the dead wrestlers stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest because it's kind of a bummer.
Well, like always, we're
just gonna go off on tangents that are more fun because it's our podcast and we wanted to talk about some dead wrestlers, but it's sad. So let's talk about things that are fun.
Well, that's just how my mind works. You know what I mean? It's just I
was editing one of our episodes and we talked about that, how it's like one domino falls and then you follow it off everywhere somewhere that you never thought you'd go.
Right. My mind's basically autopilot on a Tesla. You know what I mean? You're going, you're fucking dead.
Into the lake you go.
Pretty much. Like it's gonna it malfunctions and it goes its own way sometimes. You know what I mean?
My brain misfires on a regular basis, time, and then I'll be thinking about something and be like, "How did I get to this? What the hell? How did I get here?"
Well, okay. We were talking because one of your personal favorites is Eddie G.
Eddie G too. Both. Well, Eddie Guerrero.
You pick which one because Eddie Guerrero didn't he die of a heroin overdose?
No, so he died of heart failure, but he had problems with drugs for like a long time, steroid use, painkillers, and WWE like paid to send him to rehab at one point. And then like because of all this basically, strain of all the drug use and stuff, like he died of heart failure.
Yeah.
And so like from like I was watching it and the impression that I got really was that, like, so, the WWE supposedly cleaned up some of their, cleaned up the industry to some degree, doing tests for steroids and whatever after Eddie Guerrero's death because fans were upset. And it's like, if you read about some of it, though, it's like, no, it's because Linda McMahon was running for Senate at the time and it became an issue. So they had to deal with it because it made her look bad.
what kind of test is it? You know what I mean? Oh, a wink and a nod. Yeah, you're not on steroids, sir.
No, yeah, fuck yeah, for sure. Like,
you had Brock Lesnar wrestling for you. Go fuck yourself. No,
I
no
know,
steroids.
like for real. Like there were so many of them that were. I mean, Test. Yeah. You know, he was on steroids. Eddie Guerrero did steroids. Fucking Chris Benoit. Like they tried to blame. Do you remember that when? They still kind of have that as an angle. Like they blame the steroid use for him. Like they called it roid rage for him, like killing his family or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's because he had so many fucking head injuries. His brain was fucking scrambled eggs. Because
I made a really bad joke after Chris Benoit killed his family and himself.
Oh no!
You want to hear it?
Oh God, here we go. Is this going to be something I have to cut out of the podcast later?
I don't think so.
Here we go. We're trying. Listen, you got to try to find a way to make it fun somehow because it's fucking ugly, awful, tragic, and it's sad.
You got to laugh in the darkness. You know
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
All right. So anyway, I would just tell somebody, did you hear that fucking Bowflex is like endorsing Chris Benoit, and their new slogan is Benoit brings a whole new meaning to killing it in the gym.
Oh fucking shit.
Because he basically hung himself on a Bowflex.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I remember that.
It's a bad joke.
You know what? God.
Yeah, I told my mom that one, and she didn't like it.
I can imagine.
My mom doesn't like any jokes.
Any of the morbid jokes? Yeah.
Yeah, My
mom doesn't like the morbid jokes that I make either.
Right. I told my mom.
Oh, good.
I told my mom this joke, dude, and I don't think she thought it was funny, but I thought it was hilarious. Okay, do you remember seeing a Special Olympics commercial on it was on like YouTube and stuff like that, of basically they're running around a track, right? Okay. And then one of them falls, and then they all look back,
and they all go,
and then they all join arms,
yeah, and go pick them up, yeah,
right. They all join arms, and then they all cross the finish line at the same time. Now, my joke was, see, I have a problem with that because there's no clear winner. Who won that race? Is ever tongue sticking out the farthest?
Could be. And if you win by a tongue, that's just as good as winning by a hair, I say.
But yeah, my mom did not approve of that joke either.
No, I imagine a lot of people probably
wouldn't. So I think it's safe to say if I ever start doing comedy, Cindy will not be in attendance.
Cindy will not be in attendance. Oh, no. Come on. Yeah, she will.
She would be.
She would be, and she'd probably be in the back making soup for everybody.
No, she would never miss out on that opportunity to embarrass me. Never, ever. She wouldn't. Her and my sister, they would both be there with the intentions of embarrassing me, 100%.
Oh, I love it.
If I was a stand-up comic, I would bar them from the fucking room. My
God, I can just see your mom standing up and Johnny, and just giving you the Hercules' fucking clap ever. I love it.
But that's the thing. If I was ever a stand-up comic, I could never do comedy around here. No fucking way. Within driving distance, I could never do it.
Because you just know too many people?
No, because she would show up, and I could never do a comedy. I could never do comedy with my mother in there. I would have to have them kick her out. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? It's like she would have to go.
That's the thing I've thought of, we were talking about alternatives to 9 to 5. I think I'm funny. I would do stand-up comedy, but fucking work in a crowd when they're dickheads, I think I might, I don't think I could I don't think I could stay nice. You know what I'm saying? I think, man, if I was in the wrong mood and you ain't laughing at my shit, I might hit somebody with a microphone stand. I don't know.
Right. You know what? Okay.
But it would be fun. I think it'd be fun to do live podcast shows.
Yeah. I love watching heckler shit because it's just fun. It's fun.
I like seeing comedians who handle hecklers well too, though.
Yeah, it's fun. They're quick.
But I don't know. I think that would piss me off.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've got the temperament to deal with that.
Yeah. There's a guy on YouTube called Steve Hofstetter or something like that. He's
It sounds familiar. Did we watch some of?
He's a redheaded dude. He gets he gets hecklers all the time. His thing is he handles hecklers well. So people basically come out to a show to fuck with him. He doesn't like hecklers. He doesn't want people to heckle.
But it just is that's the thing that's now his shtick. So that's what happens.
it's where he'll basically like he handles hecklers. Like, you know what I mean? He'll give him a chance and he'll shit on him. But after a while, he'll kick him out. But like he'll shit on him first. You know what I mean? Basically.
Well, you have to. Like, you ain't the one who is like billed to be on stage. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But I mean, that is it kind of his stitch. But he hates heckling. So like he doesn't want it to happen.
No, that's the thing. Like I couldn't do it. I mean, even like, you know, do you think here's a question. Mm-hmm. Do you think that it's easier for like a wrestler to deal with heckler type fans because you're playing a heel on purpose sometimes than it is to be like a comedian dealing with a heckler? You know what I mean?
I think a wrestler can handle it well. Like they can handle it up to the point of physical touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because like, I mean, that's kind of the thing though. Cause like, if you're a wrestler and you get somebody who gets physical and you get physical with them, the chances are pretty good that even if they provoked you, you're the one who's getting in trouble.
Yeah, because like I've been to wrestling events and it happens. You see it happen. People fuck with wrestlers and like that.
Even in the WWE when you
in a headlock and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
some guy on steroids just beating the shit out of him, taking all his fucking meth anger out on him.
I mean, but even when you were watching the WWE, when they would get into the crowd, like the crowd would all be like slapping them and touching them and like, Jesus, man, get out of the way.
Well, like I told you when we went to that fucking Devil's Rejects family fucking wrestling in Lincoln.
Yeah.
There was dude, it happened a couple times where there was a wrestler that was outside of the ring and it was all part of the state, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then he was walking around and some guy got in his face and like pushed him and he kicked him so fucking hard into his chair. I was like, oh Jesus, man. Yes! We're gonna see
for real though, like what are you doing? That's what they do. Don't be touching on them.
Yeah. Right. But I just loved it because it was like he fucking Leonidas kicked his ass right in his fucking chair.
Oh fuck it. Well, you know, that's what you get.
Right. This is inbred wrestling, and then kicked his ass right into his chair.
Love it.
But okay, that brings me to Eddie Guerrero. We didn't really talk about it. We went on, you know.
No, I know we did though. Like so, like they tried to clean up the industry after that. I know that tested his was a accidental overdose. Mm-hmm. I always thought his was sad because like his whole story was like he was. They found him because he was like his neighbor noticed that he was motionless for too long, basically on his couch.
Yeah.
You know, and apparently there was like a dog in the house, and I'm just like, oh, it's so fucking sad. Yeah. But his was painkillers because he had like broken his neck, and he had surgery to fix it. And I think at one point WWE paid for him to go to rehab too, but like his was the pain meds that he was, and it was accidental overdose, which I get too, and that happens with a lot of wrestlers because like China, she was a overdose, but like I get it, you know. I mean, shit, you have some massive fucking injuries. I'm sure you have a lot of pain you're dealing with on a regular basis.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure they're all fucking jacked up on pain meds because how couldn't you be?
Yeah, for real. The shit they do to their bodies.
Yeah.
Good Lord. All I have to do is sleep for too long on one arm, and I can't fucking use it for a day. Good Lord.
I want to say for some reason, I think Eddie Guerrero died around the same time as the singer for Quiet Riot.
Oh, I don't know.
I want to say it was like, I don't know. Like, I just
like remember the stories.
Yeah.
Close
maybe
together.
Maybe it was because it was both overdose that it was linked, but for some reason, I think it was kind of in the same time.
God, I feel like there were a lot of wrestlers that we watched from the 90s that died horrible deaths or sad deaths.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chris Benoit wasn't, well, it was a sad, but it wasn't like sad we weren't sad because he died.
You know it's just so fucking like that is a brain injury shit going on there. Yeah. Like that's like, you know, well, I was just gonna say it's basically the equivalent of like having a lobotomy slowly over time. You're just scrambling your brains.
What happened with Chris Benoit? Like, because he killed his wife and his kids a certain way, and then he hung himself on like a Bowflex.
Yeah, like
how did he kill his wife and his kid? Did he just choke them?
I think they were smothered.
Okay.
No, I don't remember, honestly. Yeah. I know the last podcast on the left has like a deep dive into it. They go into the whole story and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, you know, Chris Benoit's one of his like finisher moves was a diving fucking headbutt. Yeah. I mean, for real though, it's like you can't.
Like a headbutt to your collarbone.
Yeah, you can't blame steroids when that was his move. Like his head was fucked up, man. You know,
he had a big fucking head too.
Like, I mean, you go look up pictures of him, and there's all kinds of like, you know, splitting his head open from doing his shit.
He was just that roided out fucking dude. You know, you can just like the muscles. Oh no,
yeah, he was, but Jesus, man, I tell you, the things that needed to be cleaned up before people went crazy like that.
Well, like we were saying with China.
Yeah, she died of an overdose. But I think hers were not painkillers. I think I gotta go look.
I don't know what she was into. She was into like, well, I don't know. She was obviously doing fucking steroids. She was doing testosterone. You know,
yeah,
she was taking testosterone because her voice was fucking. She had a man voice. But yeah, I don't know what she died of. I think didn't she take drugs and then commit suicide, or did she drink and take drugs?
See, I think that was the big thing. Is usually the yeah. So hers was so it was prescription drugs, like she had like Valium, oxycodone. Yeah. So like painkillers, anxiety, muscle relaxers, sleeping meds. I think that was another one, like sleeping meds and pills. Unfortunate, man. Like just a concoction of pharmaceuticals and alcohol.
Yeah. Fucking. There was an article about China getting a porn contract I read one time.
Oh yeah, because she did though.
Yeah, I guess she did.
And porn. Good for her.
Fucking gross.
Hey man, good for her. Get that money however you can.
Good for her. Somebody's gonna pay you to do it, but I'm not gonna watch it.
And I think that was kind of like a controversial thing in the sense that like she got sort of bullied or shit on or however you was shamed for it. And I think that messed with her head a little bit. And it's such a like, don't shame people for doing that. Y'all assholes are fucking paying to watch it.
Hey, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't shame anyone. I'm just not gonna watch your stuff.
No, like, hey, because that's not your flavor. That's fine. You know.
I'm the quiet protest person. You know, I'm just not gonna click that link.
I'm just gonna not be part of it. I prefer not to.
I remember her. When she was, remember the Surreal Life? It was like the Surreal Life on VH1.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would just lock a bunch of celebrities in the house and they'd fight like fucking alley cats. But
reality TV, so stupid.
I fucking loved the Surreal Life. It was so great.
Oh, but just the craziness.
Yeah, but China was on one of them, and X-Pac came to the house they were doing it one time.
Yeah.
And I guess they were fighting or something like that. And like he wanted to see her and she didn't want to see him. And she was just fucking sobbing. And it just sounded, it was basically probably what Andre the Giant sounded like when he was crying. Oh God.
Lord. I forgot. Yeah. X-Pac in China. They were together for a long time. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They were a thing for quite a while.
Well, I think all that is, they would just drink and do drugs. I think basically they were big into fuck. They would fucking get down. They would party.
I mean, again though, like when you're, I'm sure again, it's kind of the Andre the Giant thing. You have a higher tolerance to some degree.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I guess X-Pac was a world-class piece of shit too. I guess.
Really?
I guess he really was. Like in the real life. I guess like, yeah, there was like. I don't know if he like beat up China and stuff like that.
Oh, they had like one of those kind of.
But I guess he was just a piece of shit.
Well, that's unfortunate. Again, though, you gotta wonder like how much of that is your head is fucked up from all the drug use and the alcohol and the getting hit in the head with a fucking chair every now and then.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that affects your personality, I would assume.
Right. I was more. As far as D-Generation X, I was more of a Road Dogg fan anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I'm thinking I was going to say, Road Dogg's still alive.
Well, there was Road Dogg, and then there was Billy Gunn. Remember Billy Gunn?
Billy Gunn. He was the ass man for a while.
And he was like blonde hairs. And
yeah. Wasn't he? He was the ass man for a while.
Oh yeah, I think so. But like, yeah, him and the Road Dogg, they were like a tag team. And DJ
Yeah.
Yep.
Love that.
Well,
Good
Tess,
shit.
like, I don't know a whole lot about Tess. I used to like watching Tess. Like, Tess was entertaining. I
thought he was a good wrestler. Like, I was watching some of his old matches, and like he was, you know, I mean, he was like a big dude who could do some like bigger moves. Like, he had some good matches, but yeah, like it was because he was injured again. You know, injured wrestling, broke his fucking neck, had to have a surgery, and they get addicted to the painkillers. You know.
When I was thinking of Tess, I remember there was like a wrestler. He was like a old school wrestler, but he was still around like during like when Tess was wrestling. Razor Ramon. Remember Razor Ramon?
I don't think so.
He was a long haired dude. He was in
Let me look him up.
NWO. He was in NWO.
Oh, he was at NWO guy. Okay.
Yep. And he used to wrestle with a toothpick in his mouth.
Oh dear God.
His move was he would take the toothpick and he'd flick it on the crowd.
Scott Hall.
Yeah.
He died recently.
He used to be called Razor. Yeah, he used to be called Razor Ramon.
Oh, that's because they kind of came in towards the end of the feud era, the WCW, ECW stuff.
Yeah, he was NWO. He was WCW for a long time.
Yeah.
Him and Kevin Nash.
Yeah. They eventually came over after all that WCW stuff.
Yeah.
Took a hot minute for them to get there, but yeah.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah, I just remembered.
Do you know? So, Tess. Okay, so at the time that he died, he was dating Kelly. She was one of the WCW divas.
Okay.
I saw this thing recently on YouTube, and I was looking up stuff about like Tess and whatever, that she went to see this like medium. So apparently, I don't know. I've seen him on, I think, Amazon Prime or maybe Hulu. He's this like young looking kid who is like a medium that talks to the dead for celebrities. Like, he's always meeting celebrities and connected to the dead. And like, there's this little clip of like Kelly is talking to this guy, and he's like, yeah, I'm getting a message coming through of someone who, you know, was kind of cut down in their prime or whatever. And they say that they're happy for you. Something that happened in February. She apparently just got married. And he's like channeling or getting this like message from Tess from beyond the grave that he's happy for her or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Jesus, man, I don't, you know, God, I hope that's real, because otherwise, fuck you, guy. That is some sad shit.
Right.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah, Tess, I just remember his move was like a big boot, right?
The big boot. I loved, you know, he did that. And then the pump handle slam was his other one.
Okay.
Yeah. I did not know, because I was looking up some of this stuff before we recorded. I didn't know that Randy Macho Man Savage like had a heart attack while he was driving and crashed his fucking car. And that's how he died. I did not know that.
Oh, man.
Like, fucking
Could you imagine?
I mean, but this same kind of fucking thing, though, you know? Like, yeah, fucking hell. Jesus. With the Ultimate Warrior. Isn't that funny?
You're having a heart attack, brother. Because you can't, like, you got to consider Randy Savage was that person 24 hours a day. He had nothing but cocaine in his fucking veins.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the same thing though. Like, if you're gonna have a heart attack if that's how you live.
Oh man, could you imagine the fucking blow he did? He probably just had a fucking Bane mask just attached to his nose, just full of blow.
Like, I don't know. I guess I kind of think that's like, how else do you keep doing what you do when all you do is like just throw your body around? I imagine most of them are probably still on drugs too.
Well, and I remember his it wasn't his punch there, his tagline, "The cream always rises to the top."
Oh my God.
Or something like that. I mean, he probably had multiple, and then the fucking Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, he died of like heart problems too.
Oh, I'm good. Have you ever seen the Warrior show?
I'm the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour.
Fucking right.
What the fuck, man?
Do you remember? Like, I remember back in the day when they had to act on like camera. And shit.
Like
brother, you know, all that shit.
Fucking with a microphone in front of his face.
You should watch this. before the Ultimate Warrior died, he would he had basically like a boot camp show because he was like he would work out all the time. He was just
he
a
was
fucking
a trainer person.
Gym rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would basically, it was basically the concept of the show was he would take like bands, like young bands, like
group. The Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah. It was called The Warrior Show. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And he would basically take them through a boot camp all night. These kids never work out in their life. And he has them working out for like 6 hours straight, just fucking running. And he is like a fucking psycho.
Oh, good Lord. You got to imagine he's probably
like,
fucking...
He is legit psychotic. He yells at these fucking... This kid brings a bottle of wine into his like gym and he's drinking it. And he lines him up and he's just screaming in his face, like saying how disrespectful it is and shit. Oh man, I shit my fucking pants because he lets him drink it. He's like,
then he's got a bottle of wine. Like, shut the fuck up. The things that all the wrestlers you were with are doing. You're gonna have a shit fucking show about a bottle of wine. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but like, but it's in a gym. Like they've signed a contract, and he's saying this all before they signed the waiver. You know what I mean? And then he hands out a waiver that basically said, he's like, you guys can read it if you want, but it basically says I can do whatever the fuck I want to, and if you die, I don't get sued.
Oh, Jesus. If you die, I don't get sued, but I can yell at you for drinking a bottle of wine.
Like, oh, no, like that's the least. I mean, that's the least of the fucking
I might kill you by hitting you in the head with a chair, but, I'm going to shit on you for drinking some wine.
Yeah, I'm just saying the wine is the least of their worries at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he puts them through a fucking insane workout regimen for like 6 hours straight.
Oh, Jesus, fucking.
And it's
thank you.
And he is militant. When I say militant, he is yelling in their fucking face.
Oh, God,
and he is like, every one of them is working out, and he'll fucking get in your face and tell you it's so awesome. It is fucking the best thing I've ever seen. And like he kicks the girlfriends out. He's like, girls, you gotta go. No, he's like, fuck it. Get the fuck out. He's like,
and these are just like random bands that are like not.
No, it's just their girlfriend. They're on tour. These people are on tour at this point.
Okay.
And so the girlfriends or whatever are with them, and they think they're going to sit in the gym, and he kicks them out. And then at one point, they're peeking in the door, and he's like telling them all to do this stuff, and he sees them and like, get the fuck out, just shouting.
What's the?
Who's
the guy that I'm thinking of that's like super jacked, and he has a show where Restaurant Impossible or whatever. That one guy who's like,
oh God,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's what the fuck's his name?
Gordon Ramsay, he's famous for shouting and being a shithead too, but like this other guy that's like wicked jacked.
Right? No, he's British. The fuck is his name?
I don't know. I can't think of his name. But he's like super jacked and pissed off at people all the time too.
Yeah. He was a military guy, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He's also on Worst Cooks in America.
Yeah,
he judged a few seasons of that, but
No, I was just gonna say he could be a wrestler. It could have gone two ways. He could be a wrestler. He could be on fucking the Food Network, and he picked the Food Network.
Yeah. There was a kid I used to work with that was like he wanted to go train in a wrestling facility and shit. And become a wrestler or something.
I feel like some of I don't know. Like I feel like some of those places must be a little sketch. Like, how do you know who's legit if they're not a big name? Somebody who's like running a wrestling training thing.
Well, no, I think it was legit. Like it was a well enough known gym, I guess. Like this is what he told me.
Wasn't like just up in somebody's fucking attic.
No, it wasn't in somebody's garage. It was like an actual gym with a ring.
Yeah.
But this kid, like, he walked funny, so it's like I couldn't. You're not going to be able to fucking wrestle. You know what I mean? It's just like
if you can't like.
Well, he was like out of shape. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. He had no muscle on him, so I was like, you're not going to be able to fucking like.
You dream the big dreams.
Man.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, dream the dream, but don't kill yourself.
No, don't know. Yeah, be reasonable.
Yeah, unless you want to be the piece of shit that gets beat all the time. Go ahead.
Some people do.
Yeah.
There's a favorite flavor for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to ask you. I wrote this down. I was going to ask you because I was watching some true crime shit.
Fucking love true crime.
And did you have any? Has there been any murders in your hometown?
Oh shit! You know what,
Like, have you
Aisha? I
had
think
any?
Aisha and I looked this up once,
Okay.
and I think we found like a murder that happened in Wishick. I don't think we found one in Eureka, but I think we did find one that happened in
There was
Wishick.
one in Wishick. I don't know if I lived. I don't think I lived in Wishick at the time. I think it was like right when I moved out, like not like a year or two after I moved to Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy that got beat to death on his porch or
What?
whatever. Yeah,
Jesus.
it was like a bar dispute. Like they were like talking shit in the bar or something like that, or they were, kind of getting mouthy in the bar or whatever. And then
Yeah.
he left and went home. And then the other guy, like, I guess, went over to his house and knocked on the door. And then he basically, okay, what happened was he pulled him out of what I'm guessing is he pulled him out of the house and then beat him up on the porch. But the guy had cancer, so he, like, I think he was doing chemo or some shit, so his bones were really brittle.
Why are you beating on a guy who's got cancer?
He was a piece of shit. But he, like, this guy was a piece of shit. He was a fucking shit kicking redneck, just piece of shit. Good old boy, fucking, you know what I mean? Just Trump country reject. But he was like, this guy was just a 24/7 Wrangler commercial. It was just a fucking blowjob. But anyway, you could
why was he beating on this guy in the first place?
Because they fought in the barn. It pissed him off, and I don't know.
He went and followed him to his house.
I mean, I know what happened. I don't know why it happened. I don't know.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
But it's like apparently he went over there, and this is what happened. I think he was telling.
This was like before you were born, though, wasn't it?
No, this was after I moved to Fargo.
Oh, seriously?
This was like a year.
I thought this was like way back in the day.
No. This is after I graduated.
Okay. Shit.
The guy I'm talking about, he did the Tim. Your dad and my mom lived in Harriet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was an auctioneer at the Harriet livestock market.
The guy that beat somebody to death, or the guy that got?
He's in prison right now. He's still in prison.
I should freaking hope so.
But no, that was his job. He was an auctioneer at the Harriet livestock market.
Jesus, man.
But he would come to Wishick, and he had friends in Wishick, and they would go to the barn party or whatever. But yeah, he got into like a argument at the bar, and it pissed him off. And then he went over there, and I think he knocked on the door, and he must have ended up pulling him out and beating him up.
Yeah,
because he said that
don't open the door to a drunk idiot. You had a fight within a bar.
It's Wishick though. People, A, they're drunk dipshits, and B, it's Wishick.
And it's a small town, and
But anyway, like he had to have pulled him out because he said that he attacked him or something like that. But I'm saying bullshit because he was an old man and he was about half your size. You know what I mean? And on top of that, he was like 30 below. And
also, you went to his house, dickhead.
Well, yeah, but like the telling thing is it was like 30 below, and he was on the porch with no shoes on. You're not gonna come out when it's 30 below.
Fucking hell.
But like, yeah, he got charged with murder. I believe it was murder or like
manslaughter,
manslaughter. I'm thinking
was
I can't remember
third degree murder or something like.
But no, this was probably 2000.
Because I know that we looked that up. Aisha and I did once, but I didn't realize it was. I guess I thought it was in the way back times.
No, it's probably 2010. Jesus. You can look it up right now and you probably find it.
Fucking hell! I looked up Eureka just to see. And I don't. There's a. I just want to warn people in small towns. So fucking. They have that crimegrade.org where you can check the crime rates of places and they get grades or whatever. My tiny little town of less than 1,000 people has a D- crime grade that it's so unsafe. And yeah. Listen here though. because it's got the crime breakdown. In a calendar year, 2 assaults, like 2.243, 24.71 theft, 4.709 for burglary. So it's mostly property crime and drug crimes and vandalism. So it looks to me like there's just a bunch of asshole fucking people like getting pissy about somebody took my fucking flamingo out of my yard or whatever. Don't be a shithead reporting stuff like that, because fucking Tiny Town USA does not need to have a D- goddamn crime grade. It's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Per capita, though, mathematically it is correct, but
I mean, there was a time where in my hometown, we had like cops that we would get those cops that, it's easy to get a job in Wishick, because really, who the fuck wants to move to Wishick?
Yeah.
And most of these guys, some of these guys were like, they've been in the force for a little bit, but some of these guys were like right out of the fucking academy. They were those young fucking morons. But
that's the only ones that you can get to come to Tiny Town Nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much. But to be honest, I am so shocked that somebody, like, there was a cop in Wishick. I'm not like, if you know, you know. I'm not going to name names, but But I am shocked that he did not end up with like dead somewhere. You know what I mean? Just because like
that he pissed that many people off.
No, he just fuck with people, and like he would fuck with people that like I would be nervous about fucking with them. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta listen. You can't come up into a tiny town like that and fuck with people when all these farmers have guns. No, you gotta be careful, man.
I'm not worried about the farmers. It's like there was people in my hometown that's like, who fucking knows what, they might get pissed off and kick the shit out of you. You know,
you better watch yourself.
There was just people in my hometown that it didn't fucking matter if you were a cop. You know what I mean? Like if you pissed them off, you're gonna get shit kicked out of you. But the cop that I'm talking about also is the cop that got knocked out in the grocery store parking lot.
Because he pissed somebody off.
Oh yeah, he loved pissing people off, so he deserved every bit of that fucking punch. Like, no one felt bad for him. He was a cocksucker. Fuck him. He still lived there. Fuck you.
What would you guess is the Wishick, North Dakota crime grade?
Oh God. Well, how is it? It goes by year? 1 year? Or does it go by like the last 10 years, last 5 years? What?
Standard. So per capita crime during a standard year.
Yours is a D?
Yeah, D-. It says there's one of the on this website. People who live in Wishick generally consider the northwest part of the city to be the safest.
The northwest?
What would you classify as the northwest chunk of Wishick? There's not a whole lot of it to be splitting it up, man.
Yeah.
The northwest is like where the fucking train tracks are.
What are they talking about? Northwest part? That's where the fucking mobile park is. Like, they're not where the
maybe that's like where it's the safest. I don't know.
Well, no, it's not like that's where the it's not like a trailer park. It's
you do better. You do better than
a camper park. You know what I mean? Like
RV park.
An RV park, like for like construction workers that have to live there for a month. But like that side of town's a fucking shithole. What are you talking about?
I do. That's what it says on the website.
That's where methamphetamine used to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
Like, that neighborhood was hot.
Apparently, it's the safest according to crimegrade.org. You get a C. You're better than Eureka. You get a C. Even though you had a murder recently and we didn't.
There's not an unsafe corner in Wishick. I don't know what these people are fucking talking about.
It's amazing. Like, honestly, it's like, you guys gotta. They're clearly not taking into account that it's like there's nothing actually happens here. It's just a tiny little town, and the per capita crime is because there's nobody that lives there.
Well, I like when I'm there. Sometimes if I don't if my brother drives or something, I don't have a vehicle. I'll just walk. I walk everywhere in Wishick at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, fuck it, because you can, because you're fine.
nothing's gonna happen to you.
No, you know same thing in Eureka.
Yeah.
You know, nothing. Nobody's awake. Nobody's awake, and if they are, they're drunk with you.
Yeah. You might get caught drive by you a few times, but whatever. If they stop, just say you're going home.
And they just let you go.
Well, what are they gonna do? You're not fucking. I'm not a 17-year-old kid. You can't tell me when to go home. Fuck you. Yeah,
I'm walking. I'm not driving drunk. You can't bother me. Yeah. I'm walking to where I go.
I've walked home like in Wishick. I used to go. Like, that's the fun thing about Wishick. I don't like drinking that much, but when I go to Wishick, I'll tie one on because if I have to walk home, so be it. It's not that far.
Well, because it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, but like to get anywhere.
Yeah. When I work construction there, like when I lived there for a summer and I worked construction, I just turned 21. I used to walk home fucking obliterated. Like,
but anyway, so that's been so. Thank you all for listening. Join us on Patreon, Jonny Haleigh DOF, and we're on TikTok and Instagram. I gotta post some shit. Let's post some shit. Let's make some shit. I gotta figure out some merch for us because I got some merch ideas, so I want to work that out.
Okay.
But yeah. Thanks all for listening to our rambling nonsense. I hope you enjoy our stream of consciousness conversation.
Right. But I've been Jonny.
I've been Haleigh.
And this is Jonny
Haleigh, Day of Fun.
Oh,
I love it. Peace out, y'all.
Later.